Why do some women fall under a man's influence before they even realize what's happening? Why do certain men, cold, calculated, Machiavellian minds, know exactly what to say, what to show, and what emotion to touch, to make a woman respond, trust, attach, or even obey? These men don't rely on strength. They rely on psychology. They rely on patterns. They rely on triggers hidden deep inside the human mind. Tonight, we expose the dark methods, the strategies, the invisible emotional traps that men use to gain influence over women, and how these tactics work long before a woman sees the danger. This is not a guide. This is a warning. She meets a man who seems perfect. Within minutes, she feels understood. He shares her values, her humor, her fears, her dreams, almost as if he has lived her life with her. This is not intuition. This is mirroring. Men who manipulate mirror the identity of the woman they want to influence. It builds trust at frightening speed. The brain reads similarity as safety. She thinks she's found a soulmate. In reality, she's met a strategist. And once trust is formed, the next step begins invisibly. Influence never starts with a command. It starts with doubt. Your friends don't appreciate you. Your family keeps you from growing. You're different. Only I understand you. These lines seem caring, but they're designed to cut, slowly, quietly, without resistance. Psychologists call this soft isolation. It doesn't remove a woman from her world. It simply makes the man the center of it. And once she sees him as her emotional anchor, the next step becomes easier. Small inconsistencies appear, a broken promise, a changed story, a tone that feels off. When she questions it, you're overthinking. You always imagine things. You remember it wrong. Gaslighting isn't loud. It's subtle erosion. It replaces her intuition with confusion, and confusion leads to dependence. She stops trusting her memory and starts trusting him, which is exactly what he wants. Warm affection, then cold silence, passionate praise, then distant indifference. This unpredictability is not random. It is a psychological slot machine. The brain becomes addicted to the next hit of attention. Women, like all humans, bond deeper when rewards are inconsistent. She chases the high. He pulls the strings, and every emotional drop strengthens the cycle. Then one day, he disappears. No explanation, no closure, nothing. The silence screams louder than words. Her mind spirals. What did I do? How do I fix this? Is he leaving me? This is intentional. Men with manipulative tendencies weaponize absence. When he returns, warm, soft, apologetic, her relief becomes obedience. She learns one lesson: do anything to avoid losing him again. And with that fear, he moves deeper. You're too emotional. You're not as smart as you think. She's better at that than you. You need me. Tiny criticisms, small comparisons, little remarks crafted to sting, but not bleed. Over time, her confidence sinks, her self-image shifts, and she begins to rely on him for validation, the validation he controls. When a woman loses her self-trust, she becomes the perfect target for the next tactic. Promises with no intention, marriage, stability, a family, a future, all promised, but never delivered. These promises keep many women emotionally invested, hoping, waiting, forgiving. Machiavelli wrote, "Men forget more easily the death of a father than the loss of a property." Men who manipulate use this truth. People cling to what they hope to gain. She holds on to the future, even when the present is destroying her. He brings another woman into the story. An ex, a friend, a colleague. He praises her, mentions her, compares subtly, just enough to unsettle. Jealousy is not the goal. Control is. When a woman feels she could be replaced, she works harder to stay chosen, and men exploit this fear ruthlessly. She is now emotionally drained, socially isolated, self-doubting, validation-dependent, hopeful for a future he promised. This is not love. This is psychological dependence, a structure built through triggers, not affection. The man no longer needs to act. Her own mind carries out the work. These patterns can trap anyone, especially women with empathy, loyalty, and intuition. Here is how to protect yourself. 1. Trust the first uncomfortable feeling. Your intuition notices what your mind ignores. 2. Do not abandon your support system. Isolation is a man's playground. 3. Watch behavior, not words. Men speak beautifully, but they act inconsistently. 4. Set emotional boundaries early. A boundary is a filter against influence. 5. Document events if you feel confused. Gaslighting collapses in the face of evidence. 6. Don't chase unpredictable affection. Love is consistent. Manipulation is not. 7. Value your self-worth. Confidence is the strongest shield against influence. 8. Question promises that come too early. Future faking is a trap, not a plan. 9. Notice guilt-based control. Empathy should not be used against you. 10. If you feel drained instead of supported, walk away. Your peace is the final truth. If this video made you notice something you always overlooked, if it highlighted a pattern that suddenly feels too familiar, if it exposed a doorway into the psychology of control you never knew existed, then don't let this awareness slip away. Knowledge fades when silence replaces action. Awakening dies when you scroll past the truth. And manipulation survives only when the victim stays unaware. So pause, breathe. Let this realization settle in your mind. Like the video, not for numbers, but to remind yourself that clarity matters. Subscribe, not for support, but so you never walk blind into the same trap again. Comment your thoughts, because speaking your truth is the first step to breaking any cycle. Now ask yourself one haunting question. One question that separates intuition from illusion. If a man wanted to influence you, would you recognize the signs before it's too late? Thank you for watching this video.